no reason to do that other than you love the brand, you love the product and the license, and you wanted to put the extra effort into it. If I said the word what would that mean? What about Robotech? You know what that is? Well, how about this beautiful thing? Oh my God. Now this is just box art. However, I probably put some B-roll in of these as well. This as well. Look at this thing. I don't even know where to start. I am very, very excited about these things. And these are here today so that you have a preview of what you can back right now on Kickstarter. Hopefully when you see this video, there's still time for you to back this project and get some of these incredible options from people to machines to transforming bits like this guy. Look at that. It goes into a fighter mode. Kitzconcept is the company behind this, which is also behind that company is a man that used to work for Hasbro in China. How about that? So you have talented people doing talented things that need a little bit of your hard-earned cash to have top-of-the-line products. And like all Kickstarters, there are different levels. So if we hit different marks, we can unlock the thing that I had as a kid, and I need that thing desperately. So please join me as we take a look at these Macross, Robotech, Macross, whatever you want to call them, fighters. I cannot wait to open these things up. So we have a nice little sleeve. We're gonna slide right off this box and get a nice little logo of Kitzconcept. So that's cleverly disguised, much like how these robots are not just planes, but they're kind of, you know, change into things. What am I saying? I don't know. Front of the box without the sleeve, you get Kitzconcept's logo. Back of the box, you got some, you know, standard stuff. You got some warnings, you got this authentication, and then some more logos and things and stuff. Things and stuff. I can't believe they sent this stuff to me, the guy who can't use words. So let's not use words and open this up and look at it with our eyeballs. Whoa. This is incredibly impressive already, and I just took it out of, it's still covered in plastic. Look, when I review stuff, I'm honest, so we'll find out. Maybe it's a piece of crap when we take it out of the box. I don't know yet. It has a full book of instructions. I assume because it transforms. Boy, some accessories. This is very exciting. Up first, let's look at some of these hand options. We got some fists. We got a left and right option for the fist, and the paint work is pretty good. I mean, the line work is fine. It's not perfect, but it's also like, you know, looking at it with my eyeballs, it's fine. But sticking it into the camera, of course, we see all of those details exaggerated. We get a left and right hand here, which is looking pretty nice. It's got like a gripping hand to hold probably a gun, a weapon. On the right side, you get a trigger finger, which obviously makes sense now because I did it backwards. We got this hand in the box as well, which is like a nice, just cool stance hand, looking pretty good. Like it. And you get this one for cupping things. I don't know, probably holding a little tiny human. I don't know. We'll see what we do with all these parts. We got a left and right of whatever this thing is going to be. I'm sure those instructions will tell us. Then we have a left and right of this piece, which again, I don't know until we look at the instructions. We also get this copper looking piece, which has ball pegs on each end, and it was packaged here with this gun. I'm guessing it goes with that. There we go. So it snaps in like that. And as you can see, there's like a little switch here and a compartment. So this actually runs on batteries, and then the back of this thing, I don't know, we'll find out. Looks really nice. Even look at that, the warning, that is incredible. Kind of hate having instructions because it's like you got to really prepare yourself for a lot of, oh boy. So we have the few different layouts that you can do. Basically, yeah, so the instructions that just straight up tell you how to transform this guy. Be careful not to do this with this thing. This is how it's supposed to work. So this is, it's a lot of work. And I think that there are a lot of transformers out there that are also like this, where you have like insane levels of movement, which is just, that is a lot of engineering to have to consider how intense this all needs to be. There we go with the battery. So even the mech itself, the fighter, has a slot for batteries to go as well, which explains why they put batteries in the box when they shipped this to me. It's just a lot. A lot of this transformation is going to have to be off camera. First glance, this thing Looks so good. I mean, I said that earlier when it was still in the plastic. So taking it out of the plastic, let's get rid of this. Detail-wise, this thing is fantastic. Man, the engineering to get this thing to swap around to different character types is also gonna have to be insane. There's a lot of moving parts. Look at all of these articulated sections here to allow it not only to move in fighter robot mode, but also to transform. This is this is quite a lot. Let's talk about first initial thoughts. Visually it's great. It's got some metal pieces down here I can feel in like the feet. The legs are pretty loose in the hip joints there, and that's probably just by design of the fact that this is a very heavy section. I think this entire bottom half is metal. The paint isn't perfect in some sections, like these fan blades. It's a little light there, but it looks proper over here. But that's pretty nitpicky because you can't really see it from a lot of angles. All the micro details are nice, like the green, the yellow, all of the insane levels of text and stuff that are going on here in the body. I don't think he's gonna do too well in this robot pose because of these hip joints. But the legs are certainly feeling a little weak here. The jet part of it, these wings look really nice. Again, a lot of details here with the line work, the colors, the text and everything is really, really cool. Move some of the stuff out of the way, you can kind of see more of the guts, the interior parts here of how it's constructed. All the little pieces that are gonna snap in and lock this figure together. I mean, it feels great in a lot of ways, just not in the leg hips. There's a lot of details going on inside here, the little cockpit and everything. That's so cool. A lot more paint and parts in there and sculpting considerations than you would really ever think would be there. And I'll get this thing all packed up with the lights and the batteries and stuff, and then we will see this in the B-roll to see what all it looks like in these different forms and stuff. So I'm very excited to do that. Overall, I think they've done a really nice job considering all of the details, the line work, the paint and everything, the stickers. This is really, really cool. And I can't wait to swap all the parts around and see what he looks like in different forms. That leads us to the one that I'm actually a bit more excited about. This Battle Pod, Zentradi Battle Pod. This is a 172 scale, just in case you were wondering how gigantic these things are supposed to be. Let's just jump into it. So we got some nice packaging here with the matte finish to the gloss finish. I like that a lot. Back of the box, you got a couple layouts here, and look at that. The cockpit fully lights up. It glows in the dark and fluorescent lighting effects. See how well we can get that to show up on camera because it's also inside the cockpit. I don't know, but a great looking design. I'm very excited about this one. And without the sleeve, we get the Kitzconcept logo. Back of the box, we have, similar to what we saw before, we get actually the Crunchyroll ad, was that on the other one? Sliding this guy out of the box. Nothing left inside. All right, another booklet. Let's check that booklet out. There we go. So it lets us know where the battery compartment is. It tells you about the lighting, how the parts come up. Okay, so it's pretty detailed, which is nice. When a thing can do this much, I do appreciate when there are instructions because, you know, even like, look at that. You can see the internal mechanical structure. That's crazy. But maybe you wouldn't even know to do that without having these instructions. So that is nice to be included. And a little bit of warning here about the joints. I guess for the sake of wear and tear, they suggest to make sure that they are aligned properly. Wow, this is actually very heavy. Again, with the metal pieces all through the leg sections, this is intense. The nice thing here is that a design like this you might think is going to be top heavy. It's not. Because of the metal sections, my God. I mean, it's very rare you get some die-cast parts in a figure. So that is really nice to see. The engineering, the quality that they're putting into these items is very top-notch. There we go. Look at that thing. My God. I cannot wait to get the batteries in and check this thing out. And then fully look at the instructions to know what the heck I'm doing. Wow. Oh my goodness. The sculpting and the paintwork really are great. And the fact that like everything functions, like check that out. I mean, there's so many brands that could just get away with not allowing this to rotate just because you don't necessarily need it to. I mean, honestly, just the fact that alone that they considered all of the interior of the cockpit There's really no reason to do that other than you love the brand, you love the product and the license, and you wanted to put the extra effort into it. That is so cool. You could just as easily have this locked up and just been like, nope, it's just a mech, it looks like that. I'm also very excited to get these batteries in, but this is the cover piece here that was stapled into the backside. So there it is, complete. Again, with the B-roll, we're gonna be able to see all of the beauty of this thing and functions of the battery and the colors of the cockpit and everything. This is really, really cool. If we flip the front face down, you actually get a better shot of all of those details on the inside. This is really cool. There's this switch to turn it on once we get the batteries in. You can see the cockpit, the handles and everything, even better on some of the sections here. So this is really, really cool. And on top of that, we can actually open up the top and look at that. Now there's no question of what's going on in there. This is stunning. The sculpt alone is going to the next level. And then on top of that, they have painted every single button and outline and like rivet and stuff. This is crazy. So if you're like me and you're new to the Kitzconcept brand, I think this is something you gotta keep your eye on and like back this thing immediately and get those figures and the characters and stuff that you were really, really wanting from this series. If this is a line that you love, obviously you gotta back it. If nothing else, you gotta respect it because the quality is certainly there. I didn't know what I was getting into until these things were in my hands. I did not expect the die-cast thing, but when I saw this thing, that is what I had as a kid, and I desperately need that. All of this stuff is great. If I could only have one thing in this line, it's that, because of the nostalgia. But this thing, wow, it demands the shelf space. It's so good. I genuinely think this thing is fantastic. I like it a lot better than the jet thing. What was it called? It doesn't matter, because this is what I like the most. Okay, now as far as like other things that articulate, I mean, we know that the back opens, this slides, these turret pieces all move. We know about the face opening, and then we got the legs, which are on ratchets, which of course needs to be for something this heavy. They feel good. There's some articulation out to the side, so you can get like a nice wide stance, which is good. You have rotation here, and these joints here, which all extend and contract and expand. Those are the words I was looking for. So you can get a lot of range out of this thing. And as we saw in the instruction sheet, you can have this kind of like in a crouched, ready to be boarded position, which is really cool. But this is also ratcheting here, which is nice. My goodness. Look at all of this. How do they consider everything? Okay, look, I gotta stop talking because you and I both need to go right now to the Kickstarter and back this thing. Maybe we can unlock some of those special figures that I desperately want. But thank you to everybody involved in helping me out with getting these things so that I could show you today these Kitzconcept's Robotech or Macross figures. And if the Kickstarter's over, you can follow the brand on social media. Those links are available in the description as well. And if you enjoyed this review and you want to see some other stuff done on the channel, then click the top link there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.